Hello, hello. Teaching founder, how are you doing, brother?
How's it going?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. How are you doing yourself?
Nice, nice. Thank you. Thank you so much for hosting me.
Always. I mean, like I love to consider myself a friend of Rogues.
Yeah, absolutely.
How's life, man?
Good, man. Good. Are we live already?
We're live already. Yes, yes,
Nice.
absolutely.
Oh, cool.
So let's see. I mean, like it's been a while, right? Like since we last spoke. Tell me about it. Like, what changed?
Man, I was actually checking now when was the last time. Been a while, that's true.
It's been a while. I would say like 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, I'm checking here my schedule. It was March. Nice, nice. What changed? Well, honestly, perfect art is not supposed to change. Right?
Fair.
Right?
Good argument.
That is the whole objective is not to change the art. And yet, this will be the big part of the topic today. So yeah, we have been building a lot of integrations inside the community, making sure that anything that is built not only by the project but by the community itself lasts and makes sense for a longer term in the project. So it's been a lot of fun. Heads down, uh, building stuff. Yeah, would love to catch up on everything we've done. We can slice it and tackle item by item too.
I mean, you know what? I'm down with anything. Maybe like for anyone tuning in, who saw you guys like bombing in like a few months ago, right? We
Yeah.
had like a holistic kind of talk. Also, like quick little shout out. Like these days, I prefer to just like keep the chat on. I think it's a lot more fun and interactive, as well as like people tend to like it if they can engage with us, right? So is that all right with you, DJ Founder?
Yeah, absolutely, man. 100%.
All right. So having said that, guys, if you guys have like any questions, feel free to ask. I'm a cat of the people at the end of the day. We have like quite some people from your ecosystem tuning in. I see Crypto T, I see Mr. Champ, Osake, Ethan, John Eichhorn, who I had on myself regarding Rogues, Fuki Buki. So yeah, we're getting like quite nicely warmed up here.
Sweet.
So just a rundown for like anyone who tuned in from last time. We obviously had a holistic approach, as in, well, like where did you guys go from? Where did you guys come from? Why should anyone care about Rogues? Right? Essentially, if you like Solana NFTs, why might Rogues be like a very good pick to anyone? So that's one. And ever since I followed you guys and I saw like a few games coming out, I saw something, some updates, right, with a new skin. I don't think you guys have implemented. Well, like, take me up to par.
Yeah, totally. So, can you hear me well?
Yes.
Nice. I like making sound checks. Otherwise, I'll be just yapping. And but yeah, so Rogues was a project that I had in my shelf since I'd say mid to early 22. So was a name that I had in mind, and then eventually I got the handle. So I moved really slow conceptualizing what I thought should be a very inclusive and yet degen-minded project and art, So I can say that I come from a generation that is this primates alpha council became later primates autistic council, where a whole generation of NFT loving artists came together. And, back in the days, we had a very strong alpha group, meaning several influencers. And it's just crazy how influencers, they just come and go in this space. But yeah, so the hype around primates lasted for a while, maybe longer than the typical NFT pump and dump cycle. But what came out was this, if I can call it, the generation, right? So Hyuga recently minted his collection. He has been a solid bro since ever. So I can kind of compare to some D-Gods bros that I've known well also since early in 22 to this second generation in the Solana space, which in the end, it's all the same. Now, after this NFT winter, we're pretty much all the same. So eventually in October last year, I can't really say I was bored, but I was really pissed that NFTs were going so bad. I had a massive bag and I had several grails, but not for the financial value itself. I really felt like, I could try and help the ecosystem by playing a role in the ecosystem, right? So given that I had the entire art concept in mind, also for the brand, I started implementing. So first tweet, I think, came out from main account in October last year. And then in April this year, we minted. We did cut supply in half to sell out. That was an important part of the process to build who we are and also to gain trust with the community.
What's
And
the
then
supply rate?
it's 3,333. Obviously, there's a huge cultural influence in that number. And as I mentioned, being early D-Gods and having had fun with several items of the lore, it was just an obvious number, So yeah, the basic approach to building the community itself is let's focus on the art, let's focus on the vibe, and let's promise absolutely nothing, which is what I really missed from projects back in the days. However,
Oh, yeah.
as time passes, we are finally starting to review some of our ideas that we are slowly implementing. I know the community has a high expectation for merch. I think typically merch in the space is more than an issue than a plus. Even though our project is very merch friendly, everything was built so neat that it makes a lot of sense to have merch. And yet, I really do not expect to make money out of merch. With other projects as examples, well, we see smaller batches of merch, they can have a high impact in the community itself. So possibly this is the approach we're going to take. And yet the minimum order quantities, they are where we have to benchmark ourselves, right? So I'm being cautious on making those initiatives. But we had a prior issue that we wanted to tackle, and this is where the new skin comes in, So, and I'm just gonna stop here because everything, when you read also the project's description, we speak about an innovation ecosystem, and this is probably where the bigger attention will be, hopefully in the next 6 months, and I can dive into that too. But for today, obviously there's a high expectation on the skin review. How is this new fur gonna look like? So yeah, we're hyped. The community loves the concept, and we're gonna have a lot of fun because this is what NFTs are about, right?
It's true. So just like let's take one step back. How long have people waited for this exact moment, for like this kind of reveal, DJ Foreman?
Man, I mean, I'm just gonna shoot like from since a year, right? I mean, since we minted, I mean, there's expectations about getting stuff done. The fur is just one piece within this puzzle. The quote unquote problem is Solana is down, everything is just so bad that I'm cautious about shipping and not getting attention. Whereas, as a huge coincidence, now apparently war is over and Solana is pumping, and I'm like, oh, yo, maybe, right? Maybe this is the right timing. So I've had the fur now ready for a while. Actually, there is a couple of mistakes. Let me refresh my page to see if everything is looking neat before I say so. But I've had the fur ready for a while now. So when I say, a lot has been intentional. I think also if you build a community that is too driven, no, the metadata, not metadata, the cache has not refreshed yet, but it is live actually, and the community hasn't yet tracked, and I told them to try tracking, but I'll dive into this. So basically the new fur. Sorry,
I'm just joking. How disappointing.
What?
The fact that they haven't tracked it.
Yeah, man.
What the fuck? How are they supposed to track it? Like, is it like live on chain? Is it live on a Figma file?
There's both.
Like,
there's both.
Ooh, really?
Now is on web, and the website is where you can actually check the skin. Yeah, the dev is saying he did the purge already. Not seeing it. Let's see what he says. But yeah, so basically on the metadata, actually it's live, just because we had to go ahead and get the lab ready and test it on mainnet. So we ran a couple of tests, and the dev actually, I don't know why, but he changed some of his skins after I changed my skin, and then the community was asking, but you know how it is, Degens are lazy, man. They don't want to go on chain and check stuff.
What the fuck?
So now we have a full page now where you can basically browse your bags and check how each NFT is going to look like with the new fur. Obviously, given the fur quality, it's a radioactive fur. A lot of it was inspired by the DGOD's radioactive trait, which I love. And even midway through, Atau, the artist, came back with a more pale green. And I said, no, man, I want this to be a really strong, brilliant green because it's about radioactivity, right? So we tweaked that. The one that I'm going to review is a full naked today. If you have enough audience, I'll get there. What is a good audience? Do we have a good audience here?
We have a good audience, but I would definitely keep it later because you know what? I think we can actually, if we stretch it a little bit, we already have like 105 people tuning in after not even 20 minutes in.
Nice.
I mean, like the numbers are being doing pretty decent, eh?
Mm-hmm. So rogues are an amazing community, and as I was mentioning, I think the biggest problem with specific communities is not only founder absence or not being able to deliver stuff, but rather about moving too fast in a direction to deliver immediate satisfaction. Dopamine in this space is returns. Returns in general, they walk hand in hand with a couple of obvious deliverables. One of them being like royalties, right? We're not going to do royalties. The other is skin and stuff change. Like you can change and trace back and forth. We're not going to do that. We are improving our collection. This is a one-way ticket. If you get a radioactive, you're not going to be able to go back. I'm not going to be working this collection to make it more diverse over time. I know there's a couple of sub-DAOs who would like to do so, and I'm happy to help them on chain, but it's not something that I'm going to say, oh, now you can get a soccer jersey, right? We do have a Brazil soccer jersey, obviously, because that's like for the culture.
Yeah.
But
Well,
right?
who would have guessed?
I gotta have my Easter eggs in the collection, man.
It's true. Like, don't mind me asking, are you guys like mainly like if you're gonna implement stuff, right? Because like Brazil, I mean, who would have guessed you're Brazilian?
Yeah.
But like Brazil is an amazing country into sports, right?
Yes.
Not only football. Personally, I don't care that much about football. I'm more into like kickboxing, martial arts, those kind of things. And like you guys have like some amazing athletes there.
We do.
I mean, like you guys are pretty much like good in whatever you do. Are you mainly going to be focused on like the soccer kind of thing? Like, are you planning to do it all? Like, what's the plan there?
Well, I would say, again, if we go back to what I really, really try to do with this collection is to offer enough diverse grounds so any taste could find its rabbit, right? It's rabbits.
Nice.
We have built a significant presence in Solana in the space. So if you're into hockey, there is a hockey jersey. If you're into soccer, there is the Brazil soccer jersey. There's also an American football jersey, which doesn't really refer to any team. I wanted to be as agnostic as possible, but the Brazil soccer jersey was pretty much a tribute to my origins. So if the community manages to use, or individual members in the community manage to use the IP in that sense, let's say for a jiu-jitsu brand, which we do have a kimono,
Wow.
yeah, so that could be really cool, but it should emerge from the community. From my end, what I have to deliver, and this is where the part of innovation kicks in, and where part of the lore will be very dedicated to, is how do I, as an NFT project, offer a technological suite whereby holders can connect and build stuff. You also, I remember having had a passage or having built a career with innovation and investments. There is this holy grail for blockchain, where how does an innovation investor really connect to blockchain aside from buying, pumping, and dumping tokens, right? And I think the power of NFTs lays in building communities, and those communities that can stick for longer, like the DGods community, which is an amazing community, has had better times, but still you have a reminiscence that is a hugely present and strong culturally built community. So once you have that, I think regular brands, they can't really access that level of engagement upon launch. They build it over time, and yet they don't really tangibilize it the way I think they really could. So for investments and not only regular merch, I've always had this dream of being able to launch a supporting community based on NFTs. So Rogues, even though it's very much streetwear looking brand, it's a youthful brand. My background is, about fostering innovation ecosystems. So this is where I have been holding back a lot. And while I hold back, what I had to do is make sure that a couple of firsts, they are in place, or I completely throw them away and don't talk about it anymore. So trait layering was a complex part of the whole job. getting a new fur live is pretty complex. Well, any NFT that you look at has a head trait that is connected to the head. So the ears, they have a piece of the head there. And getting that layering perfect with a tau was quite a challenge. We spent a couple of weeks making sure that tonalities and lines, they were doing good. And therefore, we also did a lot of trait inversion. So what I wanted to do, and maybe trying to move on to this first step of the project, I wanted to offer a new fur. To do that, I know there will be the candy machine cannot be a candy machine only, right? You cannot just generate all NFTs. I will have to do a couple of trait inversions by hand once the 169 radioactives land. This is not a dilutive process. So to get a radioactive, you need to use your existing rogue. It's actually an inclusive process because any fur can turn into a radioactive. What do you need? There will be the transaction cost itself. That is the Solana transaction cost. It is not, we're not charging for that. It's not about farming the community, which actually was a huge dilemma because, it's always an opportunity. You put effort, you can make some cash, and we're like, no, man, this is all about delivering something that the community can vibe with. But
Wait, did you found? Don't mind me asking. Like, were people yapping on like the fucking transaction costs?
no, not yet, because I haven't announced yet. I'm announcing now, actually.
Okay. I thought I misunderstood something to where. Okay,
No, but you know
gotcha.
how it is, right? Someone will say, "Oh, there's a transaction cost." I just saw it there. I was like, "Yeah. There's a
It's
transaction
kind of
cost."
true. It's true on the one hand. On the other hand, like as much as you would like to, well, to be able to, like, you're not able to like change the ways of the Solana blockchain, right?
Yeah, exactly,
Okay,
exactly,
just
dude.
confirming that. So I was just wondering if like people were yapping on beforehand.
No, I mean from the bottom of what the community is gonna spend, and up to to getting the new fur, is there will be the transaction cost, and then the most costly part, which is the fun part, which everyone has been warned, and everything was about this, is burning our second collection, the Karoots.
Mm.
So I made a huge mechanism, and this is like me being degen crazy, right? I have four
Mm-hmm.
slides I'm gonna share with the community, but I guess I can go through a couple of rules. So we start spilling some alpha here.
By the way, having said that, is there anything you would like to? I mean, like you can show your, like you can present your screen, right? You can like show anything if you.
Nice.
If you like, there's a box at the bottom, and it says basically like there's a monitor and a plus sign in it, and there you can just like share your screen.
Yeah, I'm actually. Yeah, let me just check if the dev did this right. Yeah, no, it's not. I don't know if it's my cookies or if it's the cache. Let me.
Or if it's something you would like me to present, that's okay. That's also like it's all
This is
possible,
good.
right?
This is good. So how many do we have now in the audience?
146.
That's solid. That's solid. We can present a couple of stuff.
I think so.
I think, to get the vibes going, let me just refresh this, and now so full disclosure, all right? So for everyone hearing now, obviously this is no financial advice. I'm not going to advise you to buy a rogue. Buying NFTs is the dumbest thing you can do. Becoming a project founder is even worse, all right? That has to be very clear. Number two is, bro, if you're, I'm going to show you my screen. This is like really cool feature. However, traits and layering, they have an issue in the rogues collection. We did a lot of repairing by hand, meaning a couple of traits, they're beautiful, but they have to
Nice.
be inverted to fit. And I can
Okay.
show,
The layering is not
yeah,
done yet.
no. So listen,
Okay.
the thing is, there's like only 169 radioactives going on chain, right? That's the gates to radioactive allows only 169. What I'm gonna do is I'll see those who are getting the NFTs, and if there's any issues, we're gonna do it by hand. Because having it
Nice.
on the code over the 3,333, that would be too much of a job for something that is easy done once collection goes live. I can show a couple of, let me just check if this one is, yeah, this is a good example which he hasn't yet pushed. Once I share my screen, I'm gonna show how the check your radioactives page is gonna work.
Man, I mean, like, this has been quite the nice build up. I mean, like, people have been excited to see this. I'll tell you this,
Yeah.
Agent Founder, I'm fucking excited myself.
Nice, man. Thank you. Let
Having
me
said
share
that,
this.
shall we move on to the screen?
Yeah,
Awesome.
because it's good.
Uh,
The good side is I can, let me see, slides, share screen. Let me just detach this page. I have too many pages open. Hold on.
It's a problem, right? The fucking tabs.
Yeah. Dude, you have no idea. Chrome tab. Hold on. Window. Nice. All right. Tell me when it's live.
Alrighty. Boom. And 3, 2, 1. Here we go, folks.
All right. Boom.
Nice.
Let me hide these. All right. So basically what you can do is you can check them in our main page. But what I gotta disclose now is we're updating those NFTs. So if you're like, oh, there's a layering issue, and I'm gonna show a very simple layering issue because this is the amount of detail that the collection had. It has basically the Solana goggles is a huge trait. All right, when compared to other eyes, the layering is completely different. And Ataú asked me for that degree of freedom, and I gave him. So when I put together those Rasta dreads with the Solana goggles, I noticed that, okay, this is not too bad. I mean, going underneath, but it looks much better if the trait is on top.
Yeah, just the depth.
You got it? Like, check this out. Like, you see, let me click here. Yes. No, man, I cannot zoom in anymore. Hold on. Yeah, this is all I can zoom. So basically, there's a couple of traits that will be defective now, but I know the community, they know the NFTs they want to change into radioactives. So like, check the Solana goggles, man. I mean, like the amount of detail, you get the green here. Man, I know Crypto T is gonna love this one. He'll go crazy. He'll be tempted. He'll be like, man, I gotta change my X-ray.
Yeah. Founder, here's a question: Is this basically what the skin does to the to the traits, right? Or is this a completely new trait of like radioactive Solana goggles?
This is a completely new trait. I mean, no, the Solana goggles is the same trait. Nothing is changing, but it is a different color. So once you sort Solana goggles, you're gonna see that the radioactive has a different color. The same happens to a couple of traits. I mean, just check this eye trait here, the cute eyes. Now they're radioactive.
True.
There's an even better trait, which is this one. Check out this mouth. Man,
I like it.
Look at the teeth. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
so that's the amount of detail that Ataú puts together. You know, he's a goat, and I know the community will go crazy about this trait. Like here, the zombie has red eyes. This one has the classic white eyes of this fur. And there's more. I mean, but now I'm going to show an issue just because I want to be transparent about it, which I'll be putting together later today. Like, look at this. All right, a classic, right? This is the Rogues 152 is one of the best in the collection. I keep it for myself. But look at the pipe. The pipe falls behind
Sure.
because
Yeah.
typically the head trait is not on top. No, the clothes trait is not on top of the mouth. Is on top of the mouth. So I couldn't really fix it, and I will fix it by hand. So basically, now I'm gonna send to the dev. Yeah, invert the trait because I'm 100% making this one a radioactive. But if you're a community member and you want to grab it and you say, oh, dude, there's a trait that doesn't match, and now you have enough time before we start shipping, we ship the lab. And even after, if you notice, we're just going to patch the metadata. But yeah, I mean, I can keep going. Like, look at this. And look at the eyes. Look at the mouth. You know, from a simple NFT, now this one looks like
Yeah.
a gray. So I think, and I'm not going to show this one because people go nuts. No, I'm not showing much more. Just a small part of the body. Yeah, bro. I
Nice.
mean, look at the Brazilian dude here. Hold on. So again,
Dang.
I think I'm gonna do this one because I think it will look perfect in green. And I love this mouth trait.
It's sick. It's sick.
So yeah,
How did
this
you
is
guys?
live.
How did you guys essentially determine on like if you're looking at like the teeth, right? Like some of the teeth got blue, some of them did not. What was the process there?
Man, I'll be very honest, dude. Ataú, man, the process is Ataú. I, it's very rare that I fight against his taste. Every time that I see something, well, typically I go more technical. If I see a layering that is too problematic, if I see colors that I don't really like, then I will complain. Otherwise, I'll say I'll go nuts, you know. So this collection, the fur was generated, and again, you have matching. Every trait was redone to fit the radioactive. Not all traits will look different, but a couple of them. And again, this is Ataú being at his best, you know. So the Solana goggles is one that he tweaked. A couple of other eye traits he did so too. The clothes traits, they won't change. Clothes, they're all the same.
Gotcha. Yeah, and also it makes sense, right? Like clothes do not like really change on radioactivity. So like from like the story and lore kind of perspective, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I mean, so there is this combination of perfection and what really works. And Ataú, when I first met him, it was interesting because I was the first to create a primates 101, and I was very critic with Ataú about quote unquote mistakes. And he was, dude, my art style is like that. I do those intentional flaws that make the art look perfect, and it's also a graffiti type of art. So I think, you know, in the end, he gets this perfect balance that I personally love, and that makes the brand of Rogues even more authentic because we're rogues, right? It's something like more street, something more intentionally anarchic. But once this fur is done, I am not sure about making another fur, and I will take this subject to discussion by the community, because if we want a super rare fur to emerge, which after I could speak rarities, okay, but after the radioactive fur is live, I don't think there will be much change to rarities because we've put caps on how many you can mint depending on which fur you have. And for each fur, there's a different quantity of caroots you gotta burn. The one that is, to set kind of the bar, the one that is the most tempting one will be the X-ray. So basically, if you have an X-ray fur, we can only use 10 X-ray furs to get a radioactive, and each X-ray fur is gonna need only one caroot to be burned. So there might be a couple of crazy holders that say, yeah, I'm just gonna burn for the culture, not burn, but change the metadata on my X-ray. But it's just, we try to balance, so the incentive lays on changing metadata of the most common furs, and then we put the caps.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think plus like before like getting to like what's gonna be, right, like it's part of like NFT culture before like one thing is finished, to already like look ahead. But equally, we might as well just like for 2 seconds just like appreciate like the new kind of, well, like skin that's gonna like enter. Like I guess it's a skin, it's fur, I guess. Right,
Sure.
but like rather than looking too far ahead, I think like this is like a lot of fun, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's about having fun. The one thing is we are finally adding multipliers to different furs. This will be in my later release, but radioactive fur will earn more carrots than regular furs. And
Ooh.
through staking, we have the carrots point system, which is a purely community engagement tool, and it's not a currency, it's not a promise of future airdrop, etc. It has absolutely no financial value, but we have carrots, and whoever has been staking has been accumulating carrots. Now the radioactive fur allows you to increase your multiplier.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, like, kind of makes sense, right? Like, it's basically rewarding people for partaking in the ecosystem and equally being early.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're asking, okay, what can I do with carrots? The first proof of concept we did was Rogue Zinc. So basically, we have our own, well, self-trained model. It's a FluxDev1 LoRa-trained model that allows you to, in Discord, this is a closed beta, use carrots to run and generate through prompting on-brand rogues. I've seen that discussion also in DGods. Took me a while to get this right. CryptoT was very helpful, to be very honest, because he's involved with the Nuco community. But yeah, I think for the first model, it has been pretty stable. It is the future, right? What do we want? We want to interact with our brand different ways. And prompting is all that we're doing now. We're prompting everything in our lives, right? You're going to be prompting your food soon. So basically I said, yeah, I mean, to hire artists to get the community on brand is extremely expensive, even though I love art. And I'm all for supporting artists, but I need a scalable solution. So we built this model that is pretty stable, hopefully upgrading soon too. And with carrots, you can generate carrots. They in this chunk of the purpose for carrots. This first purpose is basically you spend carrots as tokens to generate rogues.
That makes sense. Like the carrots, they're NFTs themselves, right? With their own rarity,
No.
etc., etc. No.
No. Oh no. So there's caroots as well.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I was thinking carrot, and this is what I said. Well, working on creatives here, was like, yeah, we gotta bend the minds here. So the caroots is what you're gonna burn. Carrots is just our metric of staking. So radioactives, they're gonna earn um more carrots. But if you wanna get your radioactive, you're gonna burn caroots, and caroots is a zero royalty secondary collection that we want to hype, and we want to make sure we burn as much as possible. My estimates, they lay north of 500 caroots will be burned for the radioactive skins.
Interesting. And so how many, like, if we're digging into the specifics, right? Let's say like um I'm listening to the to this NFT cat interview right here, right now. You're getting me excited to partake in this, right? As a new soon to be holder, what would be my way of like partaking in like all of this? What do I need to do?
Nice, nice. Well, if you want the cheap entry, you buy a Karoot and you check out the Discord. You're not gonna have full access, but with the Karoot, if you stake it for 33 days, you're gonna get enough carrots to generate one image. However, every time we're hosting town hall, we're doing indoor Discord initiatives, we keep dropping carrots to everyone, Karoots and rogues holders. So that's the cheap entry. You can check it out. I think floor is around 0.06 Solana. Um, they're going to be burned over the coming weeks. So that will be a fun hold too. Again, not a financial advice. But if you finally find an NFT with which you vibe in the Rogues ecosystem, uh, which is currently trading at zero point 0.6 Solana, that gives you full access to the Discord, not all sub-DAOs, and your staking will reward you with 3 carrots per day. And then you can generate those images in the Rogues Inc. And now, however, if you want to partake on the radioactive skin acquisition, then you need Karoots to burn. So the thing is, whoever has been in the community for a while, they have already been holding several Karoots from last year's initiatives, and they're actually inclined to burning. They're happy about burning those. That was the whole campaign. So we look forward to seeing this massive Karoot burn happen in the coming weeks.
I see Philom asking how many Karoots are you expecting will be burned for the radioactive? I missed the number. That was around 500, right?
Yeah, 500. It's basically a scale where common skins, they need more Karoots. And as I said, radioactive, X-ray only needs 1 Karoot, which sets a dilemma. Am I going to change my X-ray to a radioactive? I think there will be a couple, but not more than 10. So we're capping how many you can use.
Skin?
Yeah. I'm sorry?
Because the X-ray itself is a beloved skin?
Yes, it's a beloved skin. I do have alpha that I don't want to share unless a couple of community members they ask me dude, I post stuff now and people don't really react. You're like, yeah, should. I asked the X-ray sub-DAO early this morning, what about X-rays earning more carrots? Silence. JDE says, yes, more carrots. JDE is a legend, super active, always shows up. But yeah, so there is this consideration because now we have radioactives and radioactives. They are gonna earn more carrots.
I mean, like a big part in life is how bad do you want it? So yeah, I mean, like, I'm not even sure what to say to that. If the founder is asking you, like, hey, like, do you want to earn more or less based upon like your asset? But it is what it is, Derek.
Dude, But you're in our Discord right now. Jump
Yeah.
into Rogue Zinc. Jump into Rogue Zinc if you can. Uh, let me just show Rogue Zinc. Can I do some screen sharing here?
Yes, absolutely. Wait, where's Rogues Inc? The
It's a channel.
oh,
It's a channel inside the Discord.
w- w-
Let me,
uh,
let me grab the screen here. Mhm. I think this is a great example of perfection.
is it possible that I don't have the channel?
It is. You have to accept the terms of use.
Ooh, I'll. There we go.
So basically, inside Rogues Inc., you have terms of use, which is a boring thing you gotta accept because I took things really seriously. But if you're like here, like this is community generated art. I mean, you join other Discords, you don't have this. Like, and then what we did is you can upvote and downvote, so I can keep training the model. Like this was a disliked one. It's not too bad, but it's true that the ears they're too short and something weird happened here. Hands and the eyes, they don't really mingle well. But like, check this out. I mean, super dope image. It's like community generating, and I can go like, dude, I can go up, and you'll be saying, oh, this one is wrong. Oh, fuck me, right? Down. I already put the thumbs down here. And then, because actually what happens to this one is the model, since it has a glass, it kind of screws up. I don't know why. It's like once you add glasses, things get shady. But this is it. Like, oh, I want to post something about the lab. Just go. All right, you prompt and you go. And I think I don't even call this a utility. I think this is kind of the baseline where NFTs should go. Being able to allow the community not only to interact with the brand through a nice IP contract, but really to allow you to be playful and generate your stuff. You can always say, oh, I know how to use Banana, or Grok does an amazing job. Yeah, fine, but you're paying. I mean, here you're vibing, you're using your carrots, you're just doing something that we consider on brand. Like, I think this is dope, right?
I like it, yeah.
So different furs. So it's been fun. I think we will improve this. I don't know what the AI wrote here, but it's AI doing its thing, right?
Sure. Yeah, AI works in mysterious ways, if anything.
Yes, it really does.
Interesting. I like it how you guys keep on integrating.
So I think AI changed the game for the whole innovation industry. Myself as a product manager, by heart and hobby and profession, I think it's the opportunity to build like crazy. So we do have other integrations now in our Discord, like the raid. Basically, we have a whole suite for raiding. It's been super fun too. And I'll continue integrating. And so there's a lot I can do vibe coding. But our dev, he's also a solid guy and super capable. As you can see, I don't know if anyone commented about accessing the page that I was sharing for the lab. Did anyone comment? Oh yeah, the borrow is already hot. Daddy Valum already got his. Yeah, they're there. I mean, it's live on our webpage. I'm gonna refresh it to see if now a couple of traits were missing, and just want to make sure that they are now there. No, not yet. The dev is not deving. But yeah, so this is live. Skin is coming along, and then after Skin, we really want to have a couple of merches. So that is also in the process. I will have a solid discussion with the community about finalizing the art in the collection, not touching it anymore. There is a couple of one-on-ones still to be made. Once that's done, no more touching.
True. I mean, like, actually, you guys have still a lot of one-on-ones available, right?
We do. We do. And honestly, I haven't been mean enough, but at a certain point, I will make an announcement. You have 30 more days. And once I send that, 30 days after, I'm just going to tell Ataú, go crazy. I'll send a print screen in the burrow, and I'll say, guys, what is done is done. If you're a holder, your problem. Ataú is going crazy now. And then he'll get those one-on-ones done. We're going to push into the metadata, and they will be one-on-ones, but they will not be virgin one-on-ones.
I mean, like that's going to be like really interesting to see what's going to happen with that, one way or the other. I think like people have got enough time as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, community knows that was always the point. I mean, at a certain point, I don't want to touch the art anymore because it's a cultural statement. I think NFTs, like, again, I will talk about DGods again because DGods it's such a cultural statement in the ecosystem, right? And if you don't say what is done, you're never gonna be, that emphatic about a specific time and moment in our history, right? So it's past a year now since Mint. I've been procrastinating that topic. I don't want to be too harsh on get your one-on-ones done. It is better for me to get Ataú to do everything in one batch because he prefers working like that. So if I have the drag of having unmade NFTs is always like, hey, Ataú, where are you? Oh, I need your help here. Get another one done. So it's more about getting it done, move on, and that's it. So, but it's been fun. The creative side of having the community doing their own one-on-ones, that has been, I don't know, man, more than a blessing. Like, Ataú is such a cool guy, and he really tries to get to the demand and exceed expectations. We've gained such a diversity from those one-on-ones. Recently, one of our holders, he was such a solid holder. I'm not sure if he's gone, but he sold his Zeus NFT. Such a grail, So I would never have imagined.
That's so weird because I was talking to the guy when he created it. Who was it again?
Stealthy. And I'm not calling names, all right? I think NFTs, they are meant to be liquid and you should be able to sell.
Yeah.
I will never sell shame anyone. I'm just saying, like, it's cool to see that people can trade it, people can do something really cool, and then even collect the value of having done something really cool and sell your one-on-one. I would never sell mine. I mean, but that's a personal thing.
I mean, like, you know what? I'll tell you this much though. I got your first 1-out-of-1.
Yes, you did. That's such a grail.
It's a nice one. I'm really happy with it, and I'm still considering like getting myself like another one though. But like I need people to have like realistic prices.
I hear you 100%. It's a big difference of how much you think something is worth and how much someone would pay for that thing. There's a huge gap.
Yeah, it's true, but like, you know what, it's the same, right? Like I'm the same. I'm not gonna lie, I'm the same with my DGods grills. But you know what, I think at some point I mean, like DJ Founder, we had like the same stuff on another piece as well, right? Like there's a certain level where people are like, well, you know what, it might not be realistic, But shoot me, I don't give a fuck. I don't need it to be realistic because I'm perfectly fine with keeping whatever I have because I know what I have and I'm just like not willing to let it go.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm a terrible seller, NFT seller, and you
Oh
know
yeah.
that. We chatted individually about it. All right. So my problem with my bags is it's so hard to tip me into selling, because there are some NFTs that you get really attached to. There's, and I'll give the classic example. I minted the full summoner in medievals, and we've been chatting about that one for a while. And I love what they're doing in medievals. All right, I respect these guys. Like I don't hold anyone in the space in highest regards than than Johnny D Gods. You know, like they're the best artists in the space. Like they're the culture of Solana. That's my way of seeing. All right, and then I'm like, dude, they minted this, right? I mean, when do you mint such a grail? And I felt like, something special, and I think that's what NFTs are about. You you pop open a Pokemon pack, you're not expecting getting value, but all of a sudden you pop the fucking grail, I don't know, a Charizard, whatever, and but you're just collector, right? You're just collecting. And I think we've built this online, like by being part of this whole ecosystem of NFTs, and I think that's amazing. And it's really hard. So, but some people, they also want to materialize the value that they have in their hands, and I think it's all good. It's fair.
You need like the kind of fucking diamond hands, and I think we're there, to be honest with you. Like price action might not reflect it just now, but sentiment wise, to where like market cycles, right? Like there's a clear pattern of people who love to collect who are just stepping in and retard handing their assets right now.
It's true. It's true.
It's I had like do you know Jules Troop by any chance? Like the DGOT holder, like he's a will. He has like all of the tracksuits,
Yes, I remember him.
right? And he said like this is like DGOT's retard strength, to where people simply do not like to sell for whatever reason, and it's not really logical, but
Mhm.
you'll have to deal with it.
Yes, yes, it's true. It's true. It's true. And I love that. I honestly love it because I think from a broader perspective, it's the whole diversity that through a generative layering process we try to achieve in collections. So when I was generating rogues first, I saw this. So I told you about the trading version, and a lot of the collection I had to curate by hand.
Mm-hmm.
Some traits that weren't impossible to match, and I wouldn't do that by code. It would be also another hassle. And I said, no, I'm just gonna go one by one and delete the ugly ones. And then someone in the team said, yeah, be cautious because something that on an NFT looks ugly to you doesn't really look ugly to someone
That's
else,
true.
right? And this is
That's true.
something that I really love about NFTs. Sometimes when I look at the Rogues collection, I wonder, have I made it too diverse, or have I made it like inclusive enough that anyone can find a special trait that fits it his taste or her taste? So
I mean, like so far you guys are doing quite well, and I think like that's just dude, like I think like what's nice about Rogues, first of all, what I like is that your community shows up, right? Like you have like a good community of people who just care. I think like the roots within the ecosystem are quite strong, right?
yes,
I mean, like you guys are elbow deep within primates. You are very deep with Huga Misfits.
yeah,
I think what you guys have done really well is to where I mean, like you attracted a bunch of hardcore individuals or hardcore collectors who also like collect within like different kind of or like several other kind of collections as well. So what I'm aiming at is that it's very much a organic kind of group of people. What I think is very valuable, to where I think who are not really there for like gamblefy kind of implementations or just like a hype and die kind of thing, because like you've already been through that, right? Like this is the points to where like you're building and accumulating momentum on top of that. Bless you. And I think there's quite a lot of value in that. I think like that's really, really, really important. So I mean, like for a I mean, like any collection, like let's just call it like it is these days, like any collection who is able to keep like a floor price above like 0.4 Solana is well on their way. It means that people are just like, well, it means people care.
No, thank you for the kind words. And talvez maybe my shortcoming here as a project, our shortcoming is still volume. We have been very organic about how volume has been created in the collection. But you know, it's something that maybe over time we can also improve. I think volume is an important part of the marketing in the space. If we could manage to have a constant 30 top 30 traded volumes, that would be ideal. We keep falling beyond 50 and then bumping back. So it is not about the royalties itself, it's rather about how you're perceived. And I've learned that you have to treat a lot of not only floor price but also volume as a consequence of a good job. So you know, we look up to many other projects in the space with a lot of respect. There's just one thing that I know is not going to happen to us, is we're not going to fade away, because and the community knows this. Some individuals have already DM'd me. In the beginning of the project, I had a quote unquote co-founder, was a young dev who was helping me around, and then he wants to do other stuff, you know, not really be on top of rogues. And in the end, rogues is myself, you know. It's like me being the leader, making sure that things are in place, we keep the borough safe, and I'm extremely thankful not only for the legends in the community but also for our mods. You know, our mods, they have been with us since day one. They are three solid dudes. You know, you have Ethan, he's more of a community manager. We have Shan, he's more of the engagement guy. You know, he has the smart takes. And we have Good Shit, who has also gained a lot of experience. You know, he's more than a mod. You know, he gets a lot of access and collabs opportunities. So over time, keeping the team tight. The dev now is Godness. He has been with us for a while. He's another Brazilian solid dude. I meet him once a week at least. He's super motivated about crypto. Actually, he wrote on his degree a thesis about blockchain disruption based on quantum computing. The guy is a legend, super smart. And yeah, you know, in the end, we know what we have to deliver. A bit of the timing is hard to nail. Solana getting below 100, that was a big hit, you know, not only on our treasury, but also expectations in general, you know. So once that happens, I'm of the opinion, go dormant, go into this winter and wait, you know, wait out, keep the community tight. That's what we have been doing. Vibe coding has helped a lot because now production is just on another scale. And hopefully soon, you know, we'll have enough attention to sell some cool merch at higher quantities than we could reach today.
I do think that the vibe coding has definitely also like contributed in like a lot of upping in like the pace of like getting things done, as well as like deducting costs, right?
Yes. Well, on my end is I just found out that I'm a go-to dev, right? What do? I ship stuff with dev standards. So basically, my setup is ready to deliver high standards development structure, and then I get the dev who is quite experienced to check it out and say, yeah, this passes, this does not, and he's patching on top of that. So in the end, you can build very fast because I'm shipping stuff that he can diligence. He's shipping stuff on his own. So the whole art generation thing for Rogues, that was, I mean, there were many hours, like 70 hours of model training, but who could imagine, right? Last year, I would never imagine that I'd be able to do that. And if you really understand what I've built, it's a scalable model, meaning I've trained a chunk of a foundation model. And this is what people are doing and raising funds for startups that are huge. I'm not going to build a foundation model, but I can train a chunk of it. And it's based on an image model that generates rabbits. And it gets funnier. I mean, the opportunity here is huge. So not only that, but all integrations and bots, if you have founders building for the community, they should be shipping new stuff every week. Because now, if you love product, it's easy to do so.
I hear you. What a time to be alive teaching founder, right?
Yeah,
It's going to be challenging and very much interesting. I mean, it's nice to see that you guys are still like very much alive and kicking. So talk me about like what can people expect when, right? Like again, like I like to just like use like the perspective of someone who's tuning into this show right here, right now,
yes.
who is a first-time listener, who should fucking retweet the stream, who should follow Rogues, and yours truly, this guy, the NFT cat _soul. So that's one. Secondly, I'm new. This is my first time I've interacted with Rogues. What kind of time zone can I expect? Which kind of updates within your ecosystem?
Yeah, absolutely. So quick rundown is, aside from being a Solana NFT project, aside, if you like bunnies, right? If you say, oh, I'm between a bear or a bunny, yeah, bunnies are cheaper, but we're the bunnies on Solana. It's a rogue animal, it's a stealth animal, it's an animal that manages to be quick. Fun fact is, rabbits don't really eat carrots in real life, but that's the culture, right? And this is what we do. We stake rogues, we earn carrots, and more you're able to use those carrots in the ecosystem. Late last year, we allowed holders to help us with our treasury, to burn and use their carrots to help us launch a secondary collection that is a royalty-free collection called Caroots. There was a whole lore about Caroots. It was super fun. The idea was to bring life to a tough moment in NFTs by year end. We succeeded. Now, again, we're gonna burn those Caroots. We're gonna use them to change skins into a new skin, or fur as we call them. It's the radioactive fur. You're gonna need Caroots to get that new fur. That new fur will have a multiplier in collecting carrots. And carrots, even though it's just a community engagement metric, it is not a token, it is not an expectation of future airdrop, but we are integrating projects with carrots. So we already have a full suite with API set up for integration. We haven't yet announced that. possibly, Mr. Kekai, this is the biggest alpha that I can share here, but the vision behind that is how do I integrate other projects into our ecosystem? And
Mm.
I think we got this figured out. So it is an API call thing. I won't go into the details about carrots emission, etc. But we have a couple of builders in the ecosystem that are ready to integrate. We are going into that moment of the roadmap once the new skin is done. As I said, making sure that the collection is beautiful was always the top priority. Um, we lacked a couple of furs. If we do another fur, like a final fur, that will be just because the community really wants it, will be just for the community. Otherwise, we're just gonna finish the one-on-ones and the collection is done. Nobody touches it. I would love to inscribe it, you know. And then we'll be finally focusing on the whole carrots narrative. That is a way to keep the community engaged, not only rating, participating, but also integrating external projects, and opportunities.
Very nice. Very interesting. I mean, like, I got so many questions, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, what's up with you integrating other projects into this?
Yeah, so basically, I'll give you the example. We have the Crown Trials, right? That is a a solid packmate. He's a primates in origin, primates OG. We're going to integrate Crown Trials with carrots. There is someone building a game. We're going to integrate that with carrots too. So basically, you can play the game and earn more carrots and bring that into the Rogues ecosystem. We're going to make it like a fidelity, what's the name in English? It's basically a rewards program, whereas it's not a token, it does not have financial value, but it ranks you higher in our community. So if you're collecting carrots, you're basically ranking higher in the community. You're staking, you're playing, you're watching streams, you're getting rewarded. We have a ranking, and that's how we rank rogues.
Gotcha. I mean, you know what? Like, I think if you're thinking of this as like any other project, I think like the cool thing is like you're going to incentivize people to spend more time within your ecosystem at the end of the day. And I think like that's incredibly important. It's like the attention span economy at the end of the day, right?
Yes. So the shortcoming is I cannot tell you get your carrots and trade it for a hat, right? There is not a monetary value in carrots, and a hat has a monetary cost. Whereas if I have a drop of 3 hats, I can say only the highest ranking rogues get access to it. You know, you can tier the community, or you can say this month we had an initiative. Whoever ranks higher gets a T-shirt, a 101 T-shirt, whatever, right? So it's just a measure of how do you engage the community and then give access to specific things. So this is what I'm building in the background. There's a lot beyond it, so I'm not really spilling alpha by saying this. Who is in the community already knows that. It's about accessing a whole ecosystem of innovation. And as a venture capitalist, I do have access to other projects that are building on blockchain. And hopefully, eventually, these guys, they will also be saying, yeah, you know, we could integrate there. We can offer something. We can let those rogues have fun with our solutions too. But those things, they take time, you know. So I am, unfortunately and fortunately, I am the slow cooker, and hopefully over time that will be transpired into the Solana ecosystem, and we'll have enough connections in the space to be really respected by other projects. And yeah, that's a
If you're
bit about
talking
it.
about other projects, are you talking about NFT projects or
Yeah,
within?
absolutely. Well, honestly, I'm talking about both, to be very honest.
Sure,
Yeah.
I think that makes sense. I think because like NFT, it's only a part, right? Like it's a very interesting demographic at the end of the day because like they're the DApp users on this well within Solana, but it's a lot like it goes a lot further than just Solana. Yeah, I don't know. Like I've done some studies at the target audience at the end of the day, and it's just like very 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 interesting.
Well, I think it's very hard to offer utility. We've seen that attempt many times in the space. We've seen we've seen amazing founders with amazing ideas and projects. Honestly, I've seen really cool stuff, but we always fall back to NFTs are art, pure art, and community. I think as long as you're playing in the art and community zone is good. If you attempt at shipping utility, you gotta make it one hit. I wouldn't be promising utility without having everything ready. So this is where I think there should always be a mystery about rogues: is are we eventually gonna have really something? And hopefully yes, but I cannot promise that. So once you have this huge dilemma within NFTs, your obligation as a founder is to make a great delivery in terms of art and community. So I'm a pragmatic guy. I'm always trying to push the boundaries. I hate to overpromise and underdeliver, but we know the game we're playing here, right? We're popping Pokemon packs and having fun trading them, and this is what we're doing with NFTs when we're minting. If you take it from that perspective, I think there's absolutely no harm in any NFT project. However, we have seen projects that were tied to bigger companies, tied to bigger names that delivered nothing beyond what I just described. So because there was an expectation within the community, and I will not go down that road, even though I would love to. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean because like here's the deal, right? Like it's very taxing, and it's not like it's you know what? It's kind of like if you're following, I don't know, like again, like I'm big into UFC, right? A part of like when a match has happened, what's next? And I think like there's a kind of a journey aspect to that, right? Because you will always have to be able to deliver on the what's next. And if you're going to like I mean, like everyone and their mom wants to basically promise their community, not only can you enjoy this art, you will be like incredibly rich at the end of the day. Your children will never have to work anymore, and you can just enjoy the art. Sadly, that's not how realism works, right? Not here, not now. And I think like it's a balance to where you want to probably under promise or rightfully promise, including the hype and like the momentum building. But I think it's incredibly important that you over deliver at the end of the day.
Yes, 100%. And then over delivering has the caveat that if you over deliver with Solana trading below 100, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, what a day, right? I mean,
it's true.
it's hard. It's hard to do crypto, man. It's so hard. It's so
Fucking
frustrating.
tell me about it.
Oh, man. And I know, I mean, you know what I love about what you do is like you're doing this in the worst moment to be doing what we are doing, you know, and you're conscious about it. So I really hope for people like yourself, and we can name several amazing builders in the space, is I really hope that NFTs have a new summer, a real summer, a maybe longer lasting summer. I really do. Our passion is so big, and it keeps me awake at night. You know, honestly, like I think about the project all the time. I'm always concerned about how to kind of pop through the bubble of only being an art and a community. Again, not gonna promise that, but the basics, they have to be really well done.
It's true. It's true. Uh,
And Solana is up 12%
oh,
today.
so I mean, like it's a step the right direction, right? And I mean, like fingers crossed that things actually would get better from now. And if so, I think everyone, not only like us, like having like these kind of conversations, but like people like in the audience right here, right now, and it's a decent chunk. We're like 257 people strong. Um, we will be early because like fact is I think more people are going to be affected in a positive way of like, hey, like there's another asset you could actually collect and like belong to a community rather than it's a depreciating asset you just want to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, totally, totally. But maybe let me tell you what I really want for Rogues, honestly. And this is what I'll be very honest. This is what I want. I know we're gonna do the skin. We're gonna have a cool hat very soon. You know, those things. They'll be give me alpha, give me alpha. But that's like, you can be a holder. You can get a cool merch. You can flex it, and you know that's pretty much frail. It's not long lasting. What I want from Rogues, and this is personal, is my kids one day to say, "Dude, Dad made an NFT project that's been long lasting. Look at that cool art. It's a historical timepiece. It's a timeless piece, right?" And this is really what I want to hear 10 years from now. My kids are young. My son is just almost 2 years old. My daughter's almost five. It's like they're gonna be looking into those things, you know. If NFTs make it in the longer term, I think that we're going to be part of a generation that really built something.
I think so. I mean, if not us, who, right?
And who?
I think,
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like we're quite. It's been like 3 years, isn't that nuts, DJ Founder? It's been 3 years. That's a long time. Like that's a long bear market.
It is.
Longer than crypto, literally.
I'm not gonna speak for myself, you know. I'm not that type of guy, but dude, like I see so many solid guys building and shipping and keeping pushing, and you know, when I look at those resumes, and I think we have something here, and we're gonna be the ones.
I hope so. If not, we will sleep under a fucking bridge, and so be it.
Exactly.
Right?
And we'll be still trading cards.
It's true. It's true. DJ Founder, maybe it's a good one to like. Is there anything what we have not discussed to where we what we definitely like should like shed a light upon? Shout out to Jimmy Jam. Always appreciate you having being here, brother.
Yeah, shout out to everyone being here. I mean, we have so many legendary community members. Man, I mean, you can't be more grateful to the support of a tight community. You know, there are tough times when you're building. This early this year, he said, I can go silent. You know, it is my right to go silent and see what happens to the community. And it was funny because community showed up, community never stopped being a rogue, and you show up again and you show the community that you're shipping stuff, and you get the feedback. You get the good, you get the bad feedback. I think this is the beauty about doing NFTs. But the only thing that I can actually ask is show up. If we're doing the radioactive skin, show up. If you minted your Karoot, burn it, have fun with it. So I think it's just a long process. Now gives us the short-term satisfaction to see Solana up, because it's been dark days. We had a dark week last week. I mean, it isn't good to be on a crypto project and then see the whole dilemma. Is this place really gonna survive? So
It's true.
And fun fact, I just found out that our dev wrote a paper, and I'm asking him to publish it. Like, it was his graduation paper, about the cost of Solana surviving quantum computing. So yeah, I think interesting times to be alive. I trust that NFTs are the future of collectibles. Eventually, the artists, they will change. Atau art is timeless. He's a very capable artist. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that 1 year from now, everything will make sense. Everything will make sense.
I think so too. Dude, like I'm very happy to have you on. To host it, like the event. I'm very happy with you sharing the alpha, right? I think like the radioactive skin looks a lot of it looks amazing. I like the community activation there. I also like that like you were early on basically like fixing a problem before it actually got like to be a problem regarding the layering of things, right? Because like that would have been like an easy point of critique. But you know what, if the only point of critique is like, hey, like guys, just bear with us before we fix it on a case kind of base, I think that's nice. And I think it's up to you and equally like the community to make a shitload of noise, right? Because I think it is very important not only that you do the things you do, but more so importantly that people know that you're doing a really cool thing. Just doing it and like getting the word out there are two separate things, right?
Absolutely. And if you're checking the NFTs, you want to change into a radioactive, you want to expose the NFTs, you want to expose to radioactivity, and you see a layering issue, just open a ticket, drop the image, give me the NFT number whatsoever. We will change it on metadata, all right? Because now that you can see your NFTs on our webpage, if you jump into my radioactive NFT that has already been changed on the metadata, you can see there's a link to each image in the lab. So what's going to happen is those who are here and really want to get their hands on the radioactive skin, add a juicy multiplier to their carrot staking, just give it a look, drop us a note, and we'll make sure that everything is neat and clean for the day expectation. So I've been discussing with the dev, we're just running a couple of tests, but I know there's a expectation that it could happen this week. I would rather have a bit more time. So my proposal to everyone listening, and this is final, is June 26th. Okay. I have a couple of community members that I haven't seen talking about it. I want to make sure that they're on board. being loud now is very important, just so that we make sure that they will be here. There is Purged, for example. He said he's off, but he'll be back on Friday. That gets me really concerned. He's a whale. I know he said, no, I will be there. No concern here, but I'm concerned. Why? Because I want everyone to have a chance at getting the radioactive. This is not an attention farming or cash farming opportunity. If you have your caroots, if you have the opportunity at a radioactive, go get it. If the lab stays open for a week, honestly, I don't care. It's going to sell out. We know that. The most important part of the project now is to have fun. So to have fun, I want to play safe. So June 26th, labs open. We'll be in town hall, and we're gonna have a blast.
I mean, like, it's not even 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, it was just an expectation. I said, last town hall, I said next town hall we'll open the lab, but I'm just checking now everything, and I know there will be many tickets about layering. I want to make sure that everything runs smooth. So why rush things?
Patience is a virtue, right?
Absolutely.
All right, man. I mean, like, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
It really is my pleasure, brother. We're topping out at like 272 people tuning in.
And again, you asked me earlier. I just want to say again, because I gain nothing from shilling this, is if you're thinking, what the fuck are those rabbits? We have a secondary collection that is trading at around 0.6 Solana. This is not a financial advice. I get zero royalties from it. But if you want to check the Discord, just get a Karoot, go in the Discord, join a couple of events, accept the terms in the Rogues Inc., start inking. We'll drop you some carrots so you can start inking. Have fun. If you think it's worth saying, then find your perfect rogue and join us. You'll be more than welcome.
I mean, I have nothing to add to there. I got like a few rogues. I enjoy being a part of the community. Always very friendly. Yeah, of course. And I can only imagine we'll be in touch, Digital Founder.
Yes, we will. Oh, you know my number. You can always reach me anytime, bro. I love your work. Whenever I can support, count on me. Really, you're the type of person that makes a complete difference to the ecosystem. Thank you so much for having me.
Man, like, I appreciate you saying those kind words. Means a lot coming from you. So it really is my pleasure. I do this for the love of the game, right? So it is what it is. I'm excited. For anyone who just tuned in, next Friday, so not this week Friday, the Friday after, being the 26th of June, the implementation of the radioactive skin will probably be live. That's what you're aiming for right now. In order to get there, get yourself a Karoot. They're fucking cheap. You might as well, right? Who cares about 0.06 Solana these days? It's worthless anyways. And have a look for yourself.
Absolutely. And thank you guys for being here, for showing up. I see several community members in the chat. Jack the Menace, Crypto T, Mr. Champ, love you all. See you in the burrow. And Mr. Kekai, thank you so much again, not only for having me, but for the blessing that you are for the ecosystem, bro.
Appreciate it, brother. Well, that's it, guys. We're tuning out. On to the next one. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to follow Rogues and the NFT Cat Soul. And on to the next one. Cheers.